Welcome.
Put your hands down.
We're back. All about the Brewers here.
Alright, cut, redo.
Oh my god, it was good. So we're here tonight with the 2021 All About the Brews, Illinois Craft Brewers Guild, Illinois Beer Racket?
Beer racket.
Beer and bracket put together, beer racket. That's pretty good. Okay, so what it is, in March, the Illinois Craft Brewers Guild of Illinois.
Can we get an Illinois counter on the screen? It's been said 15 times.
Okay, Illinois Craft Brewers Guild put out a Illinois bracket, which is 24 craft beers from all sorts. It's not just 24 breweries in Illinois. I think there's 96 involved. We got 24 of them here tonight. We're going to go through the bracket. We've split it up into 4 regions. The 4 regions we're going to do, first one, as you can see, these 6 beers in front of us, will be the Stout and Porter region. Okay, they'll go head to head in a 6 beer tournament, and the winner will go into the final 4, which we'll get to later.
Why don't you tell them what 4 regions that we have? So
okay.
Yeah.
First one, the Stout region, we'll do that first. The other 3, we have the Lager region. It's lagers, and I think there's a blonde in there. There's maybe an ale or 2, but mainly lagers. Then we have what we're calling the Coast to Coast IPA region. Okay, this is New England, West Coast style, and there's a Midwest, and there's also just a hazy in there to round it out. And then there's the Pale Ale region. There's some IPAs in there, some double hopped IPAs, but main criteria, mainly it's all pale ales.
We didn't get to choose these beers. It was kind of just a variety pack that was given to us, so we kind of made with it what we did to kind of create this bracket how I wanted it to. Make it fair, make it fun. So
there'll be 5 points of criteria we'll be judging on tonight. The 5: aroma, creativity, taste, label design, and head retention. For each matchup, we will be picking a beer for each criteria. So, and each beer, every time they get picked for a criteria goes their way, they get a point. So at the end, it could be a beer could get up to 20 points per round. And that's how we'll determine a winner of each matchup in each round. So are we ready to get started?
yeah.
Okay.
We'll actually post these on the screen as well. We actually have our own little sheets here that we're filling out that has all the criteria on them. So you guys are going to be able to see those as well. So
here's the bracket they gave us with the 24 pack. Didn't fill it out or anything. I've got it all written down here. We'll do it at the end. So our first matchup, we've got the number 3 seed. This is in the Stout and Porter region. So we've got the number 3 seed, If You're Not Into Yoga. Okay, this is from Illuminated Brew Works. It's actually brewed by Great Central Brewing Company for Illuminated Brew Works in Chicago. What it is, it's a white stout with coconut and pineapple. It's got an ABV of 13. So that's the number 3 seed. It's going to go up against this little baby right here. Is that Marvelous? Just Marvelous?
That's how you spell Marvelous.
Okay, with 2 R's. Okay, well, it's a German style Kolsch.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ale. All right, so that's it. That's the number 6 seed. It is from Buffalo Creek Brewing in Long Grove, Illinois. A lot of these beers from inside Chicago or suburbs of Chicago. Probably about 95% of them, actually. So here we go. Let's crack them open. If you want to take care of the 3 seed there,
yep.
I'll get the 6 seed here. We'll get started.
all right, so we have the 2 beers here, the Marvelous and the Yoga poured, and right off the bat, color looks about the same, but we're going to kind of do our own little run through these. So, guys, you want to do the Yoga first? We can kind of go ahead and Give it the aroma here.
This is the white one,
This
right?
is a white stout
Yeah, so this
with
is
coconut and pineapple.
Yeah, and
It almost has that kind of white ale scent to it.
Have you had a lot of white stout?
this is my first white stout I think I've actually had. Yeah, let's go ahead and give it a taste.
You get that acidity.
Yeah, you definitely
From
get the
that
coconut
Definitely coconut.
at the end. Yeah. Is
I
there
get a lot of pineapple.
is there lactose in
I
this?
get
Because it
pineapple.
kinda tastes
I get like the scent of coconut and then a lot of pineapple at the end.
Wow. A little boozy.
It is a little boozy.
Well, 13%, you would assume. Label design, though, I'm not gonna lie. We'll kind of get the label designs of these up here too, so you guys can see them. So these will be things too that we'll take pictures of. You guys are gonna have an up close look at these. You guys can tell us your opinions as well. Label design. I'm gonna pass these around and let you guys see them, but yeah.
Not in the yoga. It's got kind of an 80s theme to it.
Yeah.
It's really clean.
Big block font. Looks like a forest or a rainforest behind it.
And then you guys won't get to see the head retention very well, but I seen these when we poured them. So yeah, that's something we will all want to pay attention to. As soon as we pour, we're gonna need to pay attention to the head retention on those.
Not trying to
Well, we can try it.
Yeah, that was good. I'm gonna go ahead and finish
Some
off.
of the
If you guys
stuff
want to
I have
finish
to
off
go
your
before.
yogas, Jack's already finished his off, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish off this yoga. Very good beer overall. Very good beer. You get that.
It smells real boozy.
Yeah, it smells boozy. You get the coconut in there. It almost tastes like there's some lactose, but I don't know if there's actually lactose in this beer.
It does have like a sweetness or something to it for how boozy it is.
Yeah, I mean it's a good beer. It's not something I would drink.
You'd have about one.
It's like it almost reminds me of a dessert beer, just because it is so sweet. It has that sweetness to it. You get really the pineapple, but
It's kind of like a summery dessert beer.
yeah.
Like if it's
Like-
hot out, you could have that.
I drink it fall. I think it's a nice fall
Yeah.
beer. So, you guys want to go ahead and move on to the Marvelous here? Yeah. Once again, same color here. Very almost orange color. Really nice. Go ahead and give it the smell. And what is this? Does it say...
So this is kind of really the only outlier of the stout
Oh, this
border
is
region.
bullshit.
Yeah,
It's
just
gonna
kind
be
of
lighter.
lumped in.
It's basically a lager with a bit of wheat added. So
It's more German.
yeah, I'm going to give it a taste. I said lager. I'm reading lager. It's lager. Sorry.
It's light, very light.
It is extremely light. It is very watered down. For 5.1%, I almost get like a watery taste.
It's a Kolsch. It's going to be more of your lawnmower beer. It's very weedy. I feel like.
Almost need a palate cleanser to get that kind of sweetness out of my mouth as much, but
Lawnmower beer meaning like it's a good beer to have after a hot day you mow the lawn.
Yeah. Or you can drink while you're mowing lawn. Honestly, I
There
feel
you
like you
go.
get really hydrated. This is definitely your summer beer for sure. I agree with that.
I don't know. I just think it tastes
Aroma. I agree. It tastes a little flat. Aroma though,
sweet.
you have to
Could be
kind
a
of.
stout.
We have to depict between a stout and this. Though I mean,
Maybe because we drank stout before.
What do you think about that one?
A little flat.
Really weedy taste.
I didn't think it was too flat.
what do you guys think of the aroma? I didn't really
But
smell
yeah,
any aroma in this.
I
Right
do.
now.
I smell like really weedy.
Really?
Tastes like wheat, or it
Yeah.
smells and kind of tastes weedy.
Mine must be off. Then all I can smell right now is that coconut.
I mean, we're kind of polar opposites with that yoga one, yeah, because it was over the top, fruity, pineapple, coconut.
So let's go ahead, guys, and do our what we think aroma. So basically, we have aroma creativity, like Brad said, on these. We're just going to go ahead and write the beer, which we think kind of took the cake on each one of these. So, all right. So starting with Jack, you want to go ahead and tell us what years were 1 through 5?
You want me to run through all 5 of them?
Yeah.
So, for aroma, I'll just go through it pretty quick, because mine are pretty simple.
Yep.
For aroma, creativity, and taste, I had the yoga. For label design, I had the Marvelous. And for head retention, I went back with the yoga. So 4 out of 5 for yoga.
Okay.
Okay, for me, aroma, I went with Marvelous. Really like the smell of it. I thought the yoga smelled just a little too boozy. creativity, I went with yoga, the pineapple, and the white stout with the pineapple and coconut. You don't see that very often. Thought that was pretty cool. Taste, went with yoga. Thought it tasted great. Really got the pineapple. Didn't taste boozy like it smelled. Label design, went with yoga. Really popped up, really solid. Looked fun. Like I said earlier, 80s like, but looked professional also. And head retention, I went with yoga. I thought it had a slightly better head retention.
I think we're kind of all right there. I did have a clean sweep with yoga taking 1 through 5 on those. Why different from you on the aroma though? Even though it had that boozy aroma, I still really got more of the coconut pineapple aroma from that. Where this, I didn't really smell. The other one I didn't smell much of anything. Yes, it's more easy drinking, but I like those more kind of different different beers. So that's kind of why I stuck with yoga the whole entire time.
Okay.
Yes.
For aroma, I went with yoga. I like the smell of the pineapple, the coconut with it. It smells good. Creativity, of course, the yoga with the pineapple and coconut mixed together with the white porter. It was good. Stout, my bad. The taste, also with the yoga. Wasn't too fond of the really boozy taste with it, but it had a better taste than the Marvelous. It's kind of flat. The Marvelous kind of flat, weedy taste. It's just too watered down for me. Label design, with the Marvelous, has a chick on it, so it's a plus for me.
Whoa!
Then the head retention, I went with the yoga.
All right, so
That's it.
concludes the first region.
We got a blowout.
Yeah.
So
Yoga
17 points for
take on
yoga against Marvelous is 3. So no upset there. The number 3 seed, if you're not in the yoga, will move on to round 2, and they will face Chuck's Porter. But first, we've got our other round 1 matchup here. We've got number 4, Your Brain on Brunch with Coffee, and versus number 5 seed, Mrs. O'Leary's Chocolate Milk Stout.
All right. So we'll go ahead and get those poured up, and we'll see you in a second.
So we're still in the stout and porter region. This round we've got 2, I believe, stouts. Yes, 2 milk stouts that we're going to compare this matchup. Still in round 1 of the tournament, we got number 4 seed, Your Brain on Brunch with Coffee versus number 5 seed, Mrs. O'Leary's Chocolate Milk Stout. Okay? So, we ready to pour them out?
Yeah, let's do it. So we're going to go ahead now. We're trying the Brunch and O'Leary right off the bat. Both very dark beers. So, yeah, head retention. Nope, that's a little bit different. We'll kind of go through that on the 1 through 5 here. So, you guys want to start with the O'Leary's first? Milk stout. So, go ahead and give it typical milk stout aroma. I'm kind of getting it from it.
Yeah, a little coffee.
Yeah, a little bit. You guys want to go in for a taste? Jackson, are you going in for a taste?
Chocolatey.
Yeah, very chocolatey. Very like dark chocolate. Cocoa nibs, almost. Bitter. Almost a bitter aftertaste is what I kind of get.
I didn't get a whole lot. It is a little bitter.
Yeah.
I just had a brownie though, but it tastes pretty good to like kind of wash down a little chocolate with. It's like chocolate milk.
I will say, man,
What's the ABV on this?
7.
yeah. So we
On
got
the O'Leary's.
7, and then what's the ABV? This is 10%. So 7 and 10.
For being a 7 on that, it doesn't. It's not real.
No. It's
pretty light or tastes pretty smooth.
Kind of like a typical milk stout. I thought personally, really heavy, almost like cocoa nibs, dark chocolate taste on that beer. But overall, I think that's a pretty decent stout. Not necessarily too thick either. It was fairly light, like Jack said. So you guys want to go ahead and go on to the Brunch?
Yep.
Go ahead and give it a smell. Whoa! Right away, maple syrup on the nose.
Sounds good.
Wow.
Did you say mommy?
Money.
Oh.
No, I said mommy.
Okay.
It does smell good.
That smells good. All right, let's go ahead and go for a taste. I don't want to.
Wow.
Ooh, my.
That is.
I don't get waffle crisp.
I get straight, almost like
Well,
Give it a second.
the back end.
it is like it's like drinking waffles.
Give it that little exhale.
Maple waffle. Wow.
Yeah, right, maple.
If you ever had the cereal waffle crisp, it's kind of like that.
It's Saturday morning in '97 again for me.
This is
Powered on the TV in the kitchen.
you know what?
Recess playing on ABC.
I don't know how you guys drink beer with your cereal, but this might be not too bad. You throw it in with a thing of Cheerios.
Oh, Coca-Cola.
What would pair good with the cereal?
This right here, honestly, I
You think
think
so?
yeah, this would be like a nice breakfast.
I don't know if it would pair because it almost tastes too much like a cereal for me. I
Yeah.
almost think that O'Leary's would pair well with the cereal.
I think if you made me some sausage, I think this is paired. Just just some
Yeah,
sausage.
but you're kind of replacing the cereal with it.
I pull a bowl of Fruity Pebbles and get a milkshake IPA.
Well,
Yeah, so just quickly touching on them. I had the brunch, taking it for aroma, creativity, and label design. I went with the O'Leary for taste. I just really like the lighter kind of chocolate milk taste. I think I could really sit down, drink full can of that, and maybe pick up another one where I didn't feel like I could sit through too many of the brunch ones.
yeah,
And then I gave O'Leary the head retention as well.
it's a good way to look at it. I didn't really think about it like that.
So 3-2.
Yep.
Okay, for me, aroma, gave it the brunch. That maple, put it over the top. Creativity, brunch again with the maple, a little more complex flavor. But with taste, I had a lot better time drinking the O'Leary. I thought it had a smoother finish to it. Really drinkable. Gave it to O'Leary. Design, gave it the brain, or your brain on brunch. Really like the design of it. Tells the whole story. It's got the maple syrup on top, pouring over the pancakes. You can read it. It's cool looking. Colors are neat. And then for head retention, one with O'Leary, that one better head retention.
I want to go ahead and just jump to the head retention here. O'Leary just had better head retention from the start, and even when you drank it, those bubbles on top still stuck around. So sticking with the head retention on O'Leary. But I do differ from you guys on the taste. I just really enjoyed the brunch. I thought it had a really good taste. Didn't have a boozy taste for being 10%. Yes, it's one of those beers you might just drink one of or half of one, like I said, but it is one of those beers you can actually sit down and enjoy. The milk stout, the O'Leary's, nothing against them. It's just kind of another typical milk stout is how I kind of tasted it. And that's what I kind of thought about it. But aroma, creativity, and label design, also with brunch. Really love the pancake design here on the front of this can. So, yeah, we have 1 through 4 is brunch, and head retention for the O'Leary's on number 5.
For aroma, creativity, and taste, I had the brunch. I just thought the taste was a lot better than the milk stout, the O'Leary's milk stout. Wasn't a big fan of that one, really. It's too bitter than for me. And for the label design and hair retention, the O'Leary's, that one. I love the cow kicking over the lamp, causing a fire. This tells a story. I like that.
It is very creative, I guess. That is true.
Josh is our history buff.
Yeah. All right, so that concludes the round 2 of these beers. Looks like the brunch is moving on, Brad, right?
Yep, 13-7, the final score. And number 4 seed, your brain on brunch with coffee, will face off against the number 1 seed in the Stout and Porter region, the Baltic style porter from Dovetail. We'll get to that in a little bit.
All right.
Okay, here we go. We're in the Sweet 16 of the Stout and Porter region. So we've got the number 3 seed returning the, if you're not into yoga, the white stout with pineapple and coconut. And then we have the number 2 seed. We haven't tried this one yet. Chuck's Porter. So Chuck's Porter, it is out of Church Street Brewing Company in, what is that?
Itasca? Itasca?
You can read.
What about Chuck Porter?
Mm-hmm.
Itasca. Illinois.
So if you go to their, with the Church Street, they have the, most of their beers, their labels have the stained glass kind of look to them. It's the theme they have. So we're ready to roll?
We're ready to go.
I just realized why it's called If You're Not Into Yoga. It's from the song. It's a pina colada flavored beer.
Oh yeah.
Oh!
It's good.
How much orange is it? One of those.
All right, so now we have the white stout going up against the porter here. Obviously, big color difference. So let's go ahead. You guys want to start with the yoga again? Just kind of refresh our minds a little. We'll start with the yoga. You guys want that? Just
sure.
start with the yoga, kind of refresh our minds a little bit of the yoga. This was the pineapple and coconut. Once again, great. We don't really need to go through the aroma again. Wow, it is.
Yeah,
So good that-
it tastes like a pina colada. now
Yeah,
that I
I'm
think
still
about it.
getting the booziness to it though.
Very boozy.
It's like kind of like in the coconut's almost like a Malibu coconut, like Malibu rum, you know?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. It does. I do taste like it does taste like Malibu. Now that you say that.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the chucks. We'll actually spend a little more time on this. So, go to the aroma.
What kind of
On
beer
this-
are we looking at with Chuck's?
It's
we already get into
Porter.
That, sorry.
It's
Just
it's a porter.
Plain Jane porter.
Yeah. But I don't really see anything.
So it's porter with strong coffee notes and a hint of maple.
I do get the coffee to it a little bit. I'm going to give it a taste.
Yeah, definitely still a little coffee.
So what's the main difference between what are some main differences between a porter and a stout?
Porters are actually, in my personal opinion, a little lighter than stouts. Stouts seem to be more full body, where porters are more of the lighter. As this one is, a little bit of a lighter taste. It doesn't taste as heavy of a beer.
It has a really good coffee taste to it.
Yeah, this one is really good.
It's like you pour yourself a cup of coffee.
It's like it tastes like
You definitely get
cold
that
brew
coffee.
coffee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it tastes like cold brew coffee. You know, maybe put a little bit of a sweetener in it. Wow, this is... I'm not a huge fan of porters, but this is phenomenal. This is something that I would honestly probably drink on a nice fall night at a fire. It's great. I'm just saying.
I drink it at 8 o'clock in the morning, I think.
Yeah, this is good.
He's an alcoholic.
I see. The biggest thing was I don't get very much aroma from it. I get maybe just a hint of like the chocolate, but
I get kind of the typical porter scent where you're going to get kind of that more coffee.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting a whole lot of that.
It's good. It's not. What is the alcohol? What is the ABV of this one? This one is. It's a 5% porter. So I mean, man.
Well, see, if you go to their website, though, it says 8.5.
Interesting.
Can
So-
does say 5, but the website does say 8.5.
So this is between a 5 and an 8.5% beer overall.
I wonder if they make like an imperial version of it or something. Alright, so for this one, I had to keep with kind of the yoga, or the yoga for aroma, creativity, and the label design. It's hard to beat kind of that fruity aroma, and then the creativity of just kind of having the pineapple, going for the pina colada taste is just pretty good with me. And then I went with the Chuck for the taste and the head retention. The yogurt's just a little boozier on the taste for me, so I went with the Chuck. It's a lighter, it's a good, easy drinking porter.
Yeah, for me, aroma. Again, yoga with that boozy aroma. Not a big fan of that. So Chuck's nice smooth aroma to it. Creativity went with yoga again. The pina colada theme, like Jake talked about, gets for me with the pineapple, the coconut, and then taste went with yoga again. Just great finish, great taste. Even though Chuck's gives them a fight on that one, it's also a very good taste. Label design, again with the yoga. Just can't get away from that. The way that looks. Block lettering, love it, easy to see. Chuck's, I like how the Church Street Brewery does the theme, but gave that one to yoga. Head retention, gave that to Chuck's. Really good head. So Chuck's takes that for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the aroma. Like I said, it's got to stick with the yoga on that one just because of the pineapple and the coconut. Really good creativity. Once again, sticking with the yoga. However, as far as taste, label design, and head retention, that is all Chuck's for me. Where I kind of differ for you guys on the label design, I do love the yoga label design, but I really like the pop of color that I'm seeing on this porter here and stuff like that. You know, you kind of think of porter, you think darker and stuff like that. This kind of brings the color through there in the stained glass. Really like it, really eye-catching as well. It's got a nice guy, kind of mysterious guy, playing a guitar there. Little brew on the side. Love it. Yeah, taste though, Chuck's. I'm a huge fan of like cold brew coffee, and that is exactly what the Chuck's reminded me of. Head retention, kind of a no-brainer on that one. Chuck's took it all the way.
For me, aroma, creativity, and taste, I went with yoga, and I just like the smell of it and the taste of it. It had that pineapple and coconut taste. For another design with the Chucks, I just like the guy playing a guitar. And it tastes like coffee. There's like a cowboy on the front. You think of a cowboy waking up, drinking his coffee. Good design.
Always with the
Josh just
backstory.
loves a story.
Always with the backstory.
Yes.
Yeah, he'd been out on the range 3 days. One of his cows got out last night. He spent 3 hours tracking it down. Got that little Bessie in this morning.
That's what happened. I believe.
Exactly.
I believe
What's your head retention?
Chucks.
Chucks. All right, so clean sweep on the head retention on the Chucks. Yeah, it just had extremely high head retention. Kind of kept with it the whole entire time. You can actually see the foam still on the glasses here. So what do we got? What's the winner
Well, what
here?
was your final? Go
Three-
over yours.
3-2.
3-2.
Or yoga?
Yoga. 3-2 yoga.
So yoga 3, Chucks 2, and I had Chucks 3, yoga 2.
No, we got a final score of 11-9. So a real close one, the closest one we've had so far. But yoga is moving on. The number 3 seed moving on to Elite 8.
We are actually out of the yoga, so now we're gonna have to play. I mean, we've had this beer twice now, so we're gonna have to kind of. Well, we have a little bit left, so
Yeah.
I really don't need to taste it again. I kind of know what it tastes like. We all know what it tastes like. So, moving on now to the next one. All right, so we are facing off here. What round is this, Brad? Round 4?
Well, it is the 4th matchup of the region. We're
Gotcha.
still in the Sweet 16. So we've got the number 4 seed, the brunch. What's the official name of it? Your brain on brunch with coffee. Okay, versus the number 1 seed, Baltic style porter from Dovetail.
Oh, this is number 1
Yep,
seed?
Dovetail is a Dovetail Brewery in Chicago. And if we didn't mention before, we have the. Let me see. Where's the brunch one?
I can smell this brunch from here. It just smells
that
like
maple syrup
Smells
comes
like
through.
breakfast.
Okay, Pipeworks Brewery is where the.
Pipeworks. Okay.
And it's an Imperial Milk Stout.
Let's go ahead real quick and so we have a stout versus a porter. Let's go ahead and just a refresher on the brunch. So go ahead and finish up your brunch. We're not much here. Basically, to kind of refresh. I really don't need one too much because this is a very powerful beer.
Yeah. Maple syrup.
It's so good, but man, is it thick and sweet.
Yeah, that texture is
Boy.
solid.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I mean, like I said, typical, kind of like a breakfast stout, breakfast porter. It's a stout, right?
Yes.
Yeah, breakfast stout, kind of what it tastes like. Let's go ahead and move on to the Dovetail here. Let's go ahead and give it a quick smell. Dovetail not getting too much on the nose. You gonna make it? Okay.
Should we call somebody?
No, I just want to enjoy that brunch.
I'm not really.
It's definitely smelling more. You can't. You're not. I'm not getting any big flavor.
Yeah, it's just from some of these. What is this? A Baltic? Yeah, it is a Baltic porter. I get coffee. I mean, is anybody else kind of getting like a coffee scent to it coming through?
I don't like the smell of it at all.
It doesn't really smell like too much. I don't know. We'll go ahead and give it a quick taste, even though Jack's just tasting it already.
It's all right.
Hello.
It's a low.
Oh wow, that is delightful. It does not taste like it smells. It smells like nothing, but it tastes just so almost creamy. But it's light. It's like a light beer, but it almost tastes like it has like a creamy taste to it.
It tingles the tongue.
It's light. It's creamy. It's chocolatey.
That's good.
It is very good. I mean, the colors look similar. If you guys can see really up close, though, the brunch a lot thicker. This is just a very light beer. Great head retention on that too. Look at that. Look at the foams kind of building up in that. That's crazy.
See, I'm not getting.
I'm not getting
anything through it really.
I'm not ready to take it home like you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
I like it.
I am in love with it. I don't know if it's because this is too overpowering, but I really like this beer a lot. It's just your typical.
I'm not even getting a lot of flavor out of it.
Yeah, I didn't get much coffee. I didn't get much cocoa or anything.
I get a little bit of a coffee on the nose, and then on the taste though, I'm getting dark chocolate, almost like a mocha coffee. It is just so creamy. You guys don't taste the creaminess in that?
I think it tastes like a pretty.
I'm just gonna
Do you taste the
say
creaminess in it?
I did taste the creaminess in it.
I think it's light.
It's very light.
I think it tastes like a solid kind of. What is this? Is it a stout? Is it porter? What is it?
it's a porter.
Yeah. It just tastes kind of standard. I mean, it doesn't really have any like over the top coffee or anything to me. It just kind of tastes how I would expect that a porter would taste.
Yeah, I mean it is. I think.
It is
Yeah,
lighter,
it's
and it
good.
does have a little bit of a more creamier texture.
Does
to
it have chocolate? Yeah, milk chocolate, stone fruit, and toasty. So yeah, you definitely taste like the toastiness. I'm gonna refer to that as more of the kind of the chocolatiness that I was tasting in there as well. So, yeah, I think it's good. You don't really get a bitter taste afterwards, but you kind of do get that.
I like it.
I don't taste any of the stone fruit, but yeah, that is good. I like it. I like that. I'm ready to vote on this one. This one's
For me, we've kind of mentioned it back and forth. It wasn't too hard. I've got aroma, creativity, taste, and label design all still going to the brunch. I mean, the head retention by far went to the dovetail, but I just think for creativity, the taste, that breakfast, your brain on brunch beer is just on the nose. It's a little heavy to have more than one on, but it's pretty solid beer for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way. The only thing I've got dovetail taken is head retention. I have great head retention. I just think it's a plain Jane porter. I don't think it does anything special or anything else. That's better. We're from the central Illinois area. There's brewery. We're speaking of Illinois craft. We're talking about Illinois craft breweries tonight. Fort Gautoni Brewery in Macomb, Illinois. It did a Baltic Porter about a year ago. Much better than this one. But then taste brunch, creativity brunch, aroma brunch, everything he spoke on, everything we spoke on tonight. So I got 4-1 brunch over
yeah. I mean, if we're gonna start taking shots, I can do that all night too. But we're gonna go ahead. Aroma and creativity. I am giving that to the brunch, just because I mean, it's got a good smell. It's got a good flavor to it with the maple syrup. A little overpowering, but taste, I've got to go with the Baltic Porter. These guys think it's kind of plain Jane. I think it really had a really nice, kind of chocolatey, creamy taste to it. Super light overall. I think this was for 6.6%, you would not have any idea this was 6.6% beer. This is something I would probably drink in the summer, maybe at night sometime. Very, very good beer, I thought. So that's going to go ahead and get the taste for me. Label design, I still have to go with the brunch, though. I mean, you can't beat the creative design. This is pretty... If anything is plain Jane about this beer, it is their label design. That's about the only thing. And then, of course, the head retention, I'm going to go ahead and give to Dovetail as well. So that is 3-2 going to the brunch for me. But overall, I still do like the Dovetail better.
Yeah, I'm just like with you. The aroma, the creativity, and the label design, I'm going to give it the brunch. But the taste, I liked it better than the brunch. It was a lot more smoother, not as bitter as the brunch, not as sweet as the brunch. This is an easy drinker, the porter, and I like that. And the head retention, of course, I gave it a Dovetail.
All right, so feel like the brunch is going to win this one, but
14-6.
These guys have their opinions. Definitely Dovetail, though. Good porter if you guys want to try it. Highly recommend. I liked it a lot. If you guys like, big fan of porters, definitely one you want to try out. All right. Good? You want? Okay. All right, so we're to the final two. We are down to yoga and brunch. We had a little bit of the brunch left. We're out of yoga. We've had these beers now for what, 3-4 rounds. So we kind of know what they taste like. We are going to finish off the brunch, though. Once again, both really good beers. but we're just gonna go with what we think was the best beer overall. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and write it down. Remember the Yoga was the white stout, the pineapple and coconut, whereas this one is the brunch, the more of the mapley kind of taste to it. Yeah, I'm good on these.
Yeah, I'm good.
What do you got, Jack?
So yeah, it was pretty split for me. Aroma, I had brunch. It's just hard to beat that maple syrup. I went with Yoga on creativity. I like kind of the tie-in to the song, the pina colada taste. Although for taste, I went with the brunch. It's just pretty split. It's tough, 2 different flavor profiles between fruit and then that maple syrup kind of waffly taste. But I went with that maple syrup. Label design, Yoga, just too clean. Like Brad's mentioned, that block lettering, that clean kind of outer face, it just looked really nice. And then head retention, I went brunch. So looks like it's a 3-2 brunch for me.
What do you got, Brad?
Yeah, for me, it's pretty much the same. Aroma, I went with brunch. Again, Yoga, I've said this will be the 3rd time. A little too boozy brunch. You get that maple. Smells great. Creativity went with Yoga, with the white stout, with the pineapple, with the coconut. All good there. Taste went with brunch. It's close, but brunch is just better finish there. You get that maple taste. It finishes really well. Label design went with Yoga, simply because it's just easier to read. And head retention, brunch.
Yeah.
So 3-2 for me in favor of brunch.
Yeah, I'm going here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is all Yoga for me. Aroma, I like more of the fruity kind of tropical flavors. That pina colada twist on that, just they knocked it out of the park. And the Malibu, you brought that up, Jack. The Malibu, I think it did taste kind of like the Malibu. It did kind of more of a boozy taste, but I think I prefer that over the brunch. I can see myself drinking a lot more of those. So aroma, creativity, and taste. Like I said, all 3 Yoga. Label design, nice, clean, like these guys said. The Yoga took that as well. Head retention, though, that's the only one brunch took for me. So that is actually a 4-1 for me. Yoga taking it on that one.
I'm the same as you. I'm a 4-1 with the Yoga. The only one I had different was the head retention of the brunch because it was a little bit more heavier, had a nice head retention on it. But with the aroma, creativity, and taste, and the label design, I had to go with Yoga. I just liked it better than brunch.
I do have a quick question that maybe you'd go over, and we can cut this out if it's not needed. But Brad or Jacob, can you talk about kind of the importance of head retention being thrown into this criteria?
So, head retention, the reason I thought head retention was a good idea, we kind of talked about these, we talked about bodies or full body. We wanted something we could really judge. If a beer has really good head retention and stuff like that, I feel like it's, it's good, it's carbonated, kind of gives it, that little extra carbonation. Whereas the one beer, I forgot which one it was, we tried in here, the Kolsch was didn't have really good head retention. It almost tasted kind of flat. So when you get that really good head retention on there, I feel like, you're getting a really nice carbonated beer. And it's, to me, almost more refreshing. I don't know if you kind of agree with that, if you got anything other you want to add, but that was kind of my decision to do the head retention for that 5th and final category. We could have done body, we could have done mouthfeel, but we decided to do head retention instead. I love seeing, when I'm drinking a beer, look down, it's still got a nice foamy head on it. Whereas I look down at my beer, it just kind of looks flat, It's also something kind of visual, too, for me. I don't know if it is for you guys as well, but so that's why head retention's on there. But the finale, Brad, is that for the Region 1, we've got Yoga as the winner, right?
It's the winner. It's moving on to the Final Four, number 3 seed. If you're not into Yoga, moving on to the Final Four, it's going to face the winner of the Pale Ale region. Which
all right.
We'll get into later.
So, winner of the Region 1 is the Yoga. So, we're going to go ahead, get set up for Region 2. We'll see you in a second.
If you're not